So here comes Gimli in his starter deck for the Mines of Moria. And I really would like this to be really flavorful and a lot of nice, well, maybe not dwarves, because in the Moria, well, they're dead, but some specific Gimli features, at least. Since the Gandalf ones have been really about his possessions, maybe we get some nice axes here. Nice book. Gimli, Dwarf of the Mountain Race. Damage +1. Each underground site is Shadow's number is -2. That's good. So we have Frodo, the Reluctant Adventurer, same as in the last one. So his artifacts cost on him, or possessions, are -1, which is good. So we can beef him up a bit. We will go for a lot of Sauron minions in this case, I see. So Vile Blade. Bear must be a Sauron orc. Bear is strength +2 while skirmishing man or elf. So we have a dwarf guard. We have Fury of Blows. Skirmish. Make a dwarf strength +2 or 4 and damage if bearing 2-hand weapon. So right, if I have 2-hand weapon, he's really a beefcake. Orc Assassin, which is a tracker and non-native penalty for each Sauron minion. The non-native penalty for each. Is that means if you play it on a location before your timestamp, or what you call it, is -1. Instead of 2 more, it costs 1 more. That's what I guess. Assignments. Spots 2 Hobbit companions to make it 3 people. Player assign Hobbit to skirmish this minion. That's nasty. Assassin is a good card. Orc Scout. Tracker. Roaming penalty, well, the same. And response. If an event is played to spot or exert a ranger, exert or discard this minion to cancel that event. So you can really stop rangers from doing ranger things. We have Tararin, Dwarven Smith. Exert Tararin to allow him to participate in the archer phase. Okay, I've seen that before. Orc Inquisitor, Under the Watching Eye. Orc Chieftain, I think I've seen him before. It's when you play a weapon on this minion, add 2 Twilight. Limit once per time, so you can actually get some money back. Dwarf Guard. So here we go. A hand weapon, axe strike, skirmish, make a 2 dwarf strength +2 or +3 if you're bearing a hand weapon. Hand axe. Bear must be a dwarf. This weapon may be born in addition to 1 other hand weapon. Archery, discard this weapon to make a fellow archery total 1. So that's nice. You can throw the axe once. Under Watching Eyes, Orc Scout, Stairs of Khazad-dûm. Play in your support area while a dwarf is skirmishing a Moria minion. The dwarf strength is +1. We have Orc Hunters. Exert this minion to wound a character he's skirmishing. It's good. Spice of Mordor. Search to play. Spot on Sauron orc. Place on support area. Each time the fellowship moves during the regroup phase, you may draw a card. That's nice. Or 2 if you can spot the tracker. Still dwarfs breed. Response. If a dwarf's win a skirmish, heal that one. That dwarf. That's really good. Orc Ambusher. Farin again. The doctor. The opposition. So we have a nice dwarf party here. Scout, Inquisitors. Here lies the Balin, son of Foundin. Exert a dwarf to wound orcs. 2 wounds on orcs. Okay, that's nice. Orc Ambusher. Steel Dwarf Vets. Khazad-dûm. Assassin. A lot of guards. Yes, we're going wide on the dwarves here. Which is, I mean, interesting. Because then you can really make dwarf take some battles and really cheap ones, and make Frodo get maybe undamaged and buff Gimli. Spice of Mordor, Dwarven Axe. That's the same as before. No, it was hand axe. Okay. So the difference is +2 strength. Each time the display minion loses a skirmish to the bear, the player discards the top card of his or draw deck. This is also good. And you can always only have one of each, like a hand weapon, a mail or a helmet. But this weapon may be worn in addition to one other hand weapon, so that's like a rule that goes around that. So you can have two weapons. Orc chieftain, orc ambusher, and then we have more of that, wild blade, dwarf armor. Bear must be a dwarf. Bear may not be overwhelmed unless his strength is tripled. Classic. So this is really a dwarf deck, which is nice. That seems interesting because it is not really following the story, but that's maybe what you want to play. So I like it. Flurry of blows, skirmish, well, +2 damage or 4, more of strength, blows, dwarven axe, wild blade, second Gimli, chieftain, second Farin, axe strike, Mordor's strength. Exert on Sauron orc to wound a character is skirmishing, hand axe again. So really straightforward. Weapons and events that is kinda, well, wound themselves. But it's a dwarf deck. Nice. Westfaring, Ethelmore's Council Courtyard, Dwarven Hold Chamber, we have the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, LOTR Woods, Andean Winterland, Andean Banks, and Tall Bandir. And the rares are huge tentacle. Well, that's nice in a Moria deck. Tentacle. I wonder if that means something or if it's just a word or like an unloaded keyword. Damage +1. When you play this minion, you may play Watcher in the Water from your draw deck. So let's look at that later. This minion may not bear possessions and is discarded if it's not at a march. So this is probably really hard to play because you have maybe some march locations in your own deck. Let's see if you had it here. Probably not. Maybe the Lake of Moria. That was not here. Oh, that was in the last one. You have to play it on a march. So probably hard to play, but if you have been to the deck around this is probably gonna be good. We have No Mere Ranger. Skirmish. Exert Aragon to make another companion strength +2 or +3 if the companion has the Aragon signet. I think I got it in another start deck. And Rarely I Come. Condition to play. Exert Sauron Orc. Play on the ring bearer. Each time the 3 people draws a card or takes a card into hand during the filter phase, add a burden. So if you have some kind of opponent that likes to draw a card like unfairly, well, not in your like reconcile phase, this guy, he's gonna die. So he's gonna, maybe there's like events where you can't really stop yourself from drawing a card, like a May, or you have to draw cards. This is really good then, but it's really specific. So nice. So we have a dwarf party. That's fun. We have a lot of dwarf events and beer and like possessions, locations, and the Sauron party is gonna be about wounding guys unfairly, I would say. If you ever wound someone fairly, I'm not sure. Assassins, ambushers, scout, inquisitors, ambusher. It's nice to see how these different decks are built up. I mean, just in the amount of characters or minions that are like in them. So this seems like a be really, how would I say it, a wide deck because there are quite many of these minions. Seems like a nice deck to play as well. First one that's really specific on like one faction, as in dwarves. So we're looking forward to playing this one with Gimli and the Reluctant Adventurer. Well, until next time, bye bye.